Hi Cancer, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. So I'm hoping July is being kind and nurturing to you. It's quite choppy waters, but for some reason I haven't been picking up choppy waters for you, so maybe you're managing to navigate the energy of the month. So I'm going to pull one additional guidance card and I'll shuffle the rest of the deck. You got the Chopwood card. Okay, when the Chopwood card appears, I always say to attend to the matters of the earth. Yeah. So when we attend to the matters of the earth, we're attending to the feet, into the ground under our feet. Yeah. That which nurtures us, that which supports us. So this might be a little bit of a message that you're in a little bit of a pause this week. Okay? A little bit of a pause, a little bit of a waiting for something. Sometimes Chopwood appears when there's something on the horizon, but there's very little you can do apart from do the work of preparation, do the earthwork. The earthwork is always the most important work we can do, okay? Because it provides the nutrients for our life. So, what is going on for Cancer? 6 cards, please. I'll clarify if I need to. Just going to split the cards. Yeah, they only want to be split once, Cancer, okay? So they're ready. 9 of Wands behind you. Hanged Man as the gift. Chopwood, basically. Yeah, there's going to be a feeling this week of being in a little bit of a suspended animation. A lot of people don't like the Hanged Man, and a lot of people love it. All depends on how we perceive things. And the challenge is the Page of Swords. Okay. Other people are showing up for you is the Empress. A lot of love here. 8 of Cups underneath the Hanging Man. Outcome, the 5 of Cups. Okay, now what comes after the 5 of Cups? And 4 of Swords was there. I'm going to pull another card. It looks like this week is a very interesting dynamic for you. This is a classic reading of being in some sort of pause energy. What comes after the the 4 of Swords appeared again, which means you're going into rest. Come on, no, I can't get a card. The 4 of Swords just keeps appearing. I'll see if I can get a major arcana. But if none wants to come up, yeah, you get the wheel here. Yeah, and that tends to be how it works. When we're in that Chopwood energy, it's always about taking a step back. You know, we go backwards to go forwards. The wheel is obviously you going forward, but this week seems to be more about rest. Now what's behind you is the 9 of Wands, so this has either been you or someone else has been showing up this way for you. It's a funny one because the Empress is coming through for you in your relationships. So this is almost complete opposite from this energy. But the 9 of Wands is a card about defending territory. So either you're doing it or other people are showing up for you in this way. So the 9 of Wands is classically a PSD card. It's very, very defensive energy. It's almost like someone's been in some sort of war. And I don't know if this is you having to take a step back, Cancer, to rest. There's a lot of, I think I've got a lot of energy of Cancer being tired, okay? Or other people are showing up that way for you. It's the same thing, remember, it's the same thing, people bring us our situations. Now the Hanging Man is the gift. So the gift essentially is doing nothing, chopping wood, step back. So the Hanging Man is, this person carries nothing. Yeah, very, very spiritual card because he lives in a state of surrender to what is. There's not grabbing, trying to control. He just is in a state of allowing, okay? What he does do, the Hanged Man now, is a lot of people when they're in the Hanged Man energy, especially if they use a tarot as a developmental tool, use it to go and purge anything from the past, any emotional residue that still lives within our energy, and there seems to be a little bit of that going on here. Some are in the Hanged Man because they're in the Eight of Cups, which means they're leaving something behind in order to go forward to a new chapter, okay? And the new chapter would be the 10 and the Ace. But for some of you, you're right in this process of almost being a little bit in no man's land. Now remember, there is no such thing, and waiting time is not wasted time. It's time to attend to different matters, okay? The challenge is the Page of Swords, which is about communication. What's this Page of Swords about? You know what? Don't always love this guy. Sometimes when he appears in my readings, I find because even though you've got this energy of, this is clearly transition energy, and the chop wood, you might have a little bit of a restless energy, and this page wants to get things moving. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a week to get things moving, okay? There might be a few emails going out and about, but getting things moving, Cancer, I don't think it's going to be that sort of week. If not, the Page of Swords is the communicator, tends to be through texting, emailing, and this is the challenge. One card, why the Page of Swords is the challenge. With the Queen of Wands, okay? So again, can be a person, or we're still dealing with, there's an awful lot of energy of waiting here. The Queen of Wands wouldn't mind waiting because she's a queen. She would just attend to her regal needs. She would be mindful. She would do the work that needs to be done. There's something about communication here as a challenge, and confidence, and there's also a message for some of yous that wanting to push too fast and having to chop wood essentially because you're waiting for that wheel to turn. Now this is a bit strange because other people are showing up for you as the Empress. She's obviously Taurus. She's the part of love which is tangible, practical, sensuality rather than sexuality. So sensuality is things like massage, touch. For some of you, this can be family members. It didn't come up in reverse, so why are other people the Empress, please? Very beautiful energy to be showing up in your relationships. One card. Right, okay, the Seven of Swords with the Page of Swords there as a challenge. There's cloudy, great, there's sort of cloudy, unspoken energy here going on. That's where the Page of Swords is a challenge. The Queen of Wands, it's almost like for some of yous, there's this energy, other people are presenting you with this very beautiful energy, but for a part of you is not quite in it, Cancer, because it's all very grey with that Seven of Swords. Not my favourite card, don't quite read it. Sometimes it can be a card about trickery, but I don't, sometimes it can be, but I class it as a shadow card. an unresolved grey area where truthfulness needs to be brought forward, which would be the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Because she's the Queen of Wands because she lives in the truth of her own identity and she stands by it. Something very odd, I don't mean odd in a bad way, is happening in your relationships here, Cancer, but it's a little bit curious. 8 of Cups underneath the Hangman. You're in transition. Outcome, the 5 of Cups. Don't worry, the 5 of Cups is a transitory card. So, no matter what shows up for us in our life, whatever it is, it can be the worst job in the world. When we go to leave it, there was always parts of that situation that we became attached to, that had value to us. So the 5 of Swords is another transition card. And when we're in transition, it's almost, sort of, when we're in transition, we can go through some regrets. Cup spills. But there's these 2 cups behind you. And that is what's going to create your future, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Because the 4 of Swords kept appearing, which means really what's going on here, Cancer, is the need to go into rest, to reflect on whatever it is that's been left behind here. Because no matter what, there's always gems in that gold. It's called shadow mining. And when we find those gems, we're pretty much home and dry then. We become very much at the full energy and we don't drag the 10 of Wands behind us. We're very, very much, we become really, really ready to embrace the future. Can you give me one more card for Cancer? Oh, what a reading. Okay, I'm just like, boy. One card, only one. I'm going to split in 3 and pick the top card. Yeah, you got the Tower card. I'm really, really not surprised. I mean, we're obviously in the eclipse season. Eclipses, something leaves and something new happens. That's what the whole month of July is about. There seems to be some sort of, I actually don't see the Tower card the way that other people do it, because the Tower breaks through the Devil card. Yeah, so it breaks through the rings of our oppression and it sort of liberates us to our new chapters in life. I think what a lot of people don't like about it is we don't always feel in control of it, but on a deeper level, when change happens, what we need to do is we need to go through our losses and our attachments, and we need to feel, and we need to grieve, and we need to work it through. But you're going towards the wheel, which is one hell of a turnaround of events. I'm really quite intrigued with this reading, Cancer, about what's going on for you. Personally, between me and you, I really like it. It's a classic example about being in transition and moving towards this turnaround of the wheel. And as I said before, what stops a lot of people is even the most difficult chapters, there was a few beauties in them. There was a few gold nuggets. So there's always a little bit of loss, even if it's chosen change. And some of us mistake that. And we go back to the cups, and that isn't always the answer. Sometimes the answer is no, okay, who knows what the future brings, but I just need to grieve what was good about that situation. I think some of you might be relocating, moving house, majorly. leaving something behind and moving forward to something else. Ooh, one hell of a reading, Cancer. Love you lots. I have got your Vimeo readings underneath the link for your relationships. Check out the general reading for July. I think you got a beautiful reading, but you don't get the new chapter if you're carrying the old. And that's what people don't want to go through. And we need to sometimes just walk through the flames and allow the process. All right, Cancer. Speak to you next week. Bye.